Okay. Like yesterday, last class we discussed about Ajax call, correct? Like how to develop two dependent drop downs, correct?
Yeah.
Like we are going to develop a one drop down with name as country. Okay, the second drop down is like a province or states. So whenever you are selecting the country, so the second drop down should populate corresponding states or provinces. So whenever you are changing country, again the corresponding states or provinces should change automatically. So whenever you are selecting the country, what we are doing, we are going to the server and we are going to connect to the server and we are giving a corresponding country and we are getting corresponding states. For every change, we are going to the server and we are getting the corresponding states and we are displaying to the user. So at any point of time, user can select any country and he can able to select corresponding provinces. So how to develop these kind of applications? Before that, why we need these kind of applications? Why we need Ajax? So basically, whenever user is filling the form, right, like we have so many fields like first name, last name, email, country, states. So he feel like user already fill first name, last name, email, and now he is going to select a country and he is going to select state, and at the end he is going to click on submit button. So he already fill half of the form. For rest of the form, before submitting, we don't want to submit the form without filling these two details, but still we need to connect to the server. So without submitting the form, we are connecting to the server and we are getting the data. Without submitting the form, just we are going back and side and we are connecting to the server and we are fetching the data. So this is the advantage of Ajax. Okay, now we'll be seeing how to do code for this one and how to get the data from the server. Okay, now as part of today's class, we are going to see this application, how to develop two drop downs and how to call Ajax code. Ajax is a JavaScript framework and that JavaScript framework will talk with server and it will get the data from the server and we are going to display to the user. So this server part for today, black box for you. Server will take the request and it will give the response. It will give the country and it will give the states. Give the country whatever you want, it will give corresponding states. So that is the server work. But how server got implemented, what are the databases they are using, all those things, for today we are not going to see all those things. So that we will see later slowly. But today main purpose is we are going to develop two drop downs, dependent drop downs, and we are calling Ajax and giving the country name and get the corresponding states and display it. So only client part, server part we will see later. So we will try to see only client part. Clear, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to develop a web application. Dynamic web application. I'm giving project name is Ajax client and server is Tomcat 6.0 and dynamic web project module is version is 2.5. Okay, next, next, and finish it. So the project is creating. Done. So project is ready. So first we will develop the client program. Server program I have already developed. Just use the server program. For time being, don't think about server. So we are going to call the server and get the data. So first what I had to do, I had to develop a simple HTML which is having two drop downs. So I'm going to create an HTML page under web content. So right click, go to new, HTML, next. My HTML page name I'm giving index.html. You can give any name and finish it. So the HTML page got created with the default HTML head and body, all those things. So okay, in this HTML, what I want to do, I want to develop a two drop downs like this. I want to develop a table in the first row two rows. Okay, in the first row one label is country and drop down. In second label, or here I want to develop state and second drop down. Basically I am going to develop a table which is having two rows and two columns. Okay, let me develop a simple table. So table and TD is a column. So basically one row with two columns. So the first column label is country and the second column values is drop down. So how to display drop down, like we have already discussed as part of previous class. Now option. So for option value, so here please select. So the first value is please select. The similarly I want to display some of the countries. Like first I want to display India and the next country is Canada and third country is US. Some three countries is enough. Say for instance, if user is selected, country name is please select. The backend side we are going to use the country, for backend purpose the value is please. If user is selected India, the backend purpose we are going to use India, and if user is selected Canada, we are going to use CA. If user is selected US, so this is the backend purpose. These values will be displayed to the user. Okay, just format it. Okay, done. So first column is ready, first row is ready. Now I am going to develop the second row. Just copy as it is. Okay, the second row first column is province or state. In India we used to call it as a state, and rest of the Canada and some other countries they used to call it as a provinces. Okay, now here, so in second row second column what I want to do, I want to display dynamic state or province drop down. Okay, by default I will display only please select. Okay, so these drop down I'm going to keep under a div, meaning, so I'm going to develop a division under this. Inside this division I'm going to keep state drop down. For this division I'm going to give a name called state division. Okay, so for your HTML is ready, and what I want to do, I want to run this HTML and I want to see the look and feel how it look like. So how to run it? So right click, run as on server, select. Now it is ready to deploy. It's already deployed, and finish it. Now it is asking we need to restart the server, so let it start. So server is starting. Yes, server is started and our application is coming up. Yes, finally our application is came up. Okay, let me open in outside browser. Instead of, I'm going to use Firefox. Paste it here. So localhost, port number, application name. So here we no need to mention the file name. Why? Because what is our file name? Index.html. If you go to this web.xml and open web.inf, open web.xml. So inside this, as part of welcome file list, so this index.html is already there. So that's what, whenever I'm opening the application name, directly it is displaying my index.html content. So the first country is India, second country is Canada, third country is US. So now whenever I'm selecting the country, now the second drop down is not populating anything. See, it's not changing anything, it's not reflecting at all, because so far we have not written any code related to Ajax which will go to the server, and which will get the data back for us. So now we have to write a piece of code called Ajax, and this piece of code is generic for any request. So this generic code it is available over the internet, or you can keep this code with you. So this will be useful forever for you. So I will give you the piece of code I have already there with me. I will try to get that code. Let me get. So this is very generic code, so you no need to remember it. So this is the generic code basically. So before understanding, what I will explain each and every line what is this code. So before going to that code, so we'll try to understand little bit about our HTML file. So when our user is trying to select the country, for every selection, so there is an event called on change. So when our user is changing the country, so there is an event called on change. For on change, we need to give input as a selected country. Okay, selected country, this is a JavaScript function, and for this particular drop down I am going to give name as a country. Okay, now go back here and write a JavaScript. Type is, this particular piece of code is text or JavaScript. So end this tag script. So I'm going to write a function. The function name is select country. Done. So for every selection of, or for every change of this country, what I want to do, I want to read the country, what country user is selecting. So for that purpose, where country equal to document dot get element by name, document dot get element by name dot value. So what it will give, for every selection, we are trying to read the selected drop down value, and I want to see it in the as part of my alert message, so I want to display it. Okay, now go back here and just try to refresh. Minimize it. I want to keep it downside. Okay, let it be. So refresh it. Now go back here and select it. India, Canada. It's not calling. Go back here and check what is happening. On change selected country, function selected country. Okay, let me give one alert here. So basically in core Java we are giving sysouts and we are seeing the results in the console. But whereas in case of JavaScript, so we need to give alert message just to debug your code, or just to see how the flow is execution is happening. So this is one of the way to debug your program. So now go back here, select, so it is coming here. After that there is a spelling here, spelling mistake, document dot get element by. So here it should be by name. Okay, now go back here, again restart. And now I'm going to select country is hi. Again there is a typo is there, so doc document dot get element by, get element by name. Okay, now come back here, there is a spelling mistake. Let me get that piece of code. So so this spelling basically we have to remember, document dot get elements by name. So we have to type as it is, otherwise you will not get anything. So if there is a spelling mistake, then you will not get. Okay, now go back here and let me restart. Back India, I object, perfect. So now we are getting the object of this selected one, and finally we need a value. So value. So now go back here, refresh your browser and select the country India first. Hi, value is undefined. Hi, the hell is hi, undefined. Yes.
Yeah, get elements by name is excellent.
So this is wrong actually. Here something wrong was there. Okay, now India document dot get element, correct? Yes. Now go back here, select country, something wrong again, man. Document dot get element.
Element is type.
Huh?
Yes, I think element.
Country VALUE. Okay, undefined. Okay, let me restart server once. So here you will see nearby red button, you will see a green icon, meaning so that is the way we can able to restart your server. the changes are not reflecting, you can restart your server.
Yeah, but how can we know whether Eclipse has a cover or not?
Whether it is restarting or not.
Eclipse has. No. Actually, yesterday I installed the
Uh-huh.
Tomcat server, but
Okay.
for some other person is open anyone Eclipse.
Uh-huh.
How they know whether Tomcat installed or not?
Okay.
I mean, is there any symbol or something else?
So once the Tomcat is installed, right? So we need to configure the Tomcat to your Eclipse. So how to configure it? So here you can give right click, you will see a server option. Correct? Here. So in your Eclipse you will see all these options: console, snippet, data source, servers. Correct? So here what you have to do right click. Okay, if there is no servers here, right, if there is no servers here, you will get a right. Hello, can you able to hear me? Hello. 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 Okay. So if see by default, say for instance, so first time you will see look like this. When you see the server tab, right, currently there is no servers in my Eclipse. It is saying clearly no servers are available. Click this link to create a new server. You can click this one. I am not able to hear you. Hello.